Hey, how are you? I'm doing a video, obviously, but I wanted to talk because I'm creating a lot of stuff and ideas and content, and I'm trying to share my message right now, and I have a big message to share. I just know I do, so this is why I'm talking right now and why I keep going. But I wanted to share a bit more about my story and why I'm doing this work because, sorry, I have the Spice Girls in the background. I love the Spice Girls still. Um, but anyway, so I want to share about why I'm doing this. And if you only know me through the internet, like Facebook, you probably don't know my whole story. And it is kind of a cool one, actually. So I've always been kind of like intuitive, but not really like to a great extent by any means. And then when I was 19, I had a really hard time. By the time I was 23, I was dying, actually, by an illness that was undiagnosed. And this is a big part of my story that I don't share because it's hard to talk about, honestly, still. And that's okay, I accept that, but I'm working through it. And what happened was, for 2 years of my life, I didn't do anything. So what I see people doing in the quarantine right now, that's what my life was like for 2 years, age 23 and 24. And I remember reading a book during that time that said 24, the best years, like the best time of a person's life. And I was just thinking like, wait, this is the best time of my life? Like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything, and I wasn't able to because I was so sick. And I would go to doctors and they would tell me I was fine. So I knew something was wrong. Anyway, the way I got through that is what is so fascinating to me because I don't think this happens in everybody's life. And I didn't think this was going to happen in my life. And so this is why I do the work now that I do, and I just want to share how I got there. So I did everything possible that I could, and then I saw every professional, and then I was just like, okay, I guess now there's nothing I can do. I took all the medication I could. I did all the counseling. I really did everything, like naturopathy, like everything. I think I even did Reiki before people really talked about Reiki, because this is a while ago. And then I was like, okay, I just got to a point where I was like, I think I just, this is my life. This is how I feel. I felt like I was dying, and because I was, my body was infected. My brain had a bacteria in it, and it was killing me. But I didn't know that. So all I knew was that, okay, I just have this is the way I feel every day. I don't know why I'm terrified to go outside, because one of the worst symptoms was horrible anxiety. I couldn't even go outside. I just didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was mentally ill. And so anyway, I was like, okay, this is my life. I've done everything I could. One of the last things I did was a yoga course with my mom, and by that point I was 25. I just turned 25, and I was like, okay, I've done everything. I've learned how to meditate now, which is great, so I'm gonna do that, and there's nothing else I can do. I'm reading books, I'm trying my best. And so what I did was I accepted it, and I just went like, okay, anxiety is fear, so what do you do with fear? You face it. So what I did is I started facing all my fears, and it immediately, sorry, my bangs are bothering me, immediately made my life better. And this is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about helping people with fear clearing, which I do now through chakra work, is because I know how much that can change your life. Because once I did that, I found myself sitting in the front of yoga classes with this anxiety, doing yoga, hot yoga, going and doing it and being terrified the whole time, and still doing it because I just was like, this is my life, and this is how I feel, and I'm just gonna have to live my life anyway, and I'm gonna do it by facing all my fears, and things started to get better. So this is why I'm passionate about helping people with taking the fear out of their life, because before I even did energy work or knew I could, it was about just seeing how much it changed my life just from facing my fears. And just doing that is like one of the main things I tell people if they ask me, like, how do I be happy in life? And I just, one time I told someone that, I was like, just face your fears. Your life gets better. Your life gets different. Like it gets bigger, Fear is what just keeps us in this place where we're not happy. So like, if you face that, things are going to change. And so, it's so great. And, so what I did was I started doing that, and then I got my diagnosis. So it like had this ripple effect of like good things in my life, were able to come to me, because I think I just got to that point where I was so strong to be able to pull myself out of that on my own and accept it and accept my fate, accept, whatever I had to do, I was willing to do it. And these things are supporting me now in what I'm doing, and I'm learning how important these things are energetically. So, but I'll get to where I am now in one sec. So from there, what happened was I got my diagnosis. I actually was treated with Chinese medicine, and I've been taking those supplements for 7 years, and they worked right away. Like, definitely, this is the diagnosis that I needed. And my health improved. I improved. But what happened at the same time was it wasn't just like, oh, I know what I had and now I'm going to get better. It was so much more than that. It was like the choice that I made to live, number one, and to pray a lot. I have to be honest. I prayed a lot too. And that really helped. And then getting an answer, and then facing my fears, like all those things together, I just kept doing it because I realized how powerful it was. So I was like, no matter who you are, what you're going through, you can do this. You can change your life. And I kept doing that. And what happened was something, I think someone taught me once about when the choice you make to live when you're in a life or death situation, something happens in your brain, like your pineal gland. Like someone told me that once. And I think that really happened for me because I wasn't like psychic before. I wasn't receiving any kind of extraordinary that I really knew of, any information, and then I started to. And I was just like, oh my God. And that started increasing. And at first I was just like thinking I was imagining it. Because I've had like deja vu and stuff in my life, like regular deja vu, but I wasn't like it sounded like something other people experienced too. So I was like, okay, that's normal. And then, but this was something different. And again, I was like, I don't know if that's real or not. And then what happened is it was always right. Always right. And so it can make you feel a little bit different and crazy and, a little bit, like you're trying to fit in. But I know that I'm normal. I know that I've always been normal. I'm still a normal person. But it's just like I have these experiences. And I know that that is becoming more normal too. People are talking about it. People are connecting about it. I know that it's not just me. And I know that I think it's actually possible for everyone because I experienced the change where I wasn't having that happen and then I did. So I think it is possible for everyone. And I think everyone has different gifts. But what happened was I just started getting more and more intuition. And it got to the point where it just got so big that it just has kept going, honestly. And I had this experience where I met someone and it was some kind of soul thing. And then ever since then, I just have been able to like see the bigger picture a lot, like several times a day. And it's kind of a big deal to me because it's how I live my life now. That's actually how I live my life now. It's become a new normal, which, whoever thought life would be like that, but like being able to see how you're creating your future by the moment that you're in. And I've seen that and I've been doing that. And I create so many things that way. And since coming to New York, and I came to New York with nothing, I've been able to, live, and I've been able to do a lot of things. And it's still happening now. Like I'm still doing it. And chakra clearing is just such a big part of this because I took a course in chakra clearing last year or chakra balancing, and I I didn't know that I was going to be able to do more than the course taught. And I give credit to the course for teaching me how to feel chakras. I didn't even know I could do that, or anyone could. But yeah, I learned that during my practice work for the course that I could take fear out of people, which is like so cool, because this is exactly what I know changes lives. But I was doing it before by facing my fears, and now I just see that I can actually take that out of you. And it's like, it sounds not real, it sounds magical, it sounds impossible, really, but it's not. And this is why I think when I'm out there in the business world right now, I'm trying to explain to people what I'm doing, how it can help them. Like, I just sometimes I'm like, I have no idea how to do this, because I don't really know why I can do this. I don't know how I can do this, but I do know I can do it. I do know that. And I do it on myself all the time. It changes my life constantly. I would say I've had like a spiritual awakening really in the past 2 years, which I know people say that, but like really for real, like it's still happening right now, and I'm seeing things so differently. And I think that people are going to start seeing things this way too. I think that's what this whole time is about, because what people are going through right now, I was already going through. I thought I was going a little bit crazy. Like I couldn't stand using shampoo that was tested on animals because I could feel the energy. I couldn't stand wearing clothes made in factories because I could feel the energy of the people who made them. I wrote an article about that for Halifax magazine, because I'm a journalist too, and I was just like, I can't believe this. Ethical fashion is really important. I really think so. And that's the first time I really, really thought about it. And even now, like just today, I went outside. I'm still clearing my energy. My energy is getting higher. So I think I'm seeing things from a bigger perspective. And it's exciting, but at the same time, it's like I want to share these things, because I'm trying to figure out how to, because like I was going to Whole Foods today to get groceries, and then all of a sudden I was like, I can't go to Whole Foods anymore. Why? It's a big corporation. I didn't think that I was gonna just be like, I'm not gonna go to Whole Foods anymore. It was literally like I was going to Whole Foods, and then when I was looking at the line at Whole Foods, I was like, I can't go here anymore. And the reason is because on the way there, I saw local delis that had lines outside of them, and they were shorter lines. And these were local businesses. And I was like, wait a second, I think I'm feeling more attracted to that. I want to go shop there. That feels more right to me now. I don't know why. And it really did. And then what happened was I went to this corner deli with no line outside, and it has some kind of 50% off sign outside of it. And I was like, that's cool. And then I went in, and I didn't know that the whole entire store, 50% off, everything, like everything. I only spent $20. And I got so many things, and nobody was in there. It was just me. And I was like, okay, well, all right. And I asked the guy, like, how's it going? How's business? And he was like, and I just thought like, and then he tried to get me to buy more stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll get some chocolate. But like, I was just like, oh my God, like this is the stuff that happens to me all the time. It's like this realizations, and me handing over a $20 bill to him meant so much more to him than I think it would to Whole Foods, And I probably would have spent more at Whole Foods too. And it's not that Whole Foods is bad, they're just an example, but I think the truth of what's happening in business, like the whole world is balancing right now, and we're realizing things that we didn't before in a real way. We're seeing the way things really are. And, for us to support big corporations who have millions of dollars, like we need to share the wealth around. We need to spread the wealth around, and we need to help each other. We need to help individual people and help people. That's why I'm passionate about entrepreneurs. I'm passionate about, during my spiritual awakening, I became an entrepreneur, and the reason is because when you become higher energy, you realize, well, for me at least, freedom is like number one. As a soul, as a spirit, like you got to have freedom. You got to be in charge of yourself. You got to be free. And so I eventually, I was freelance, which was sort of like a step. toward that for a few years. I didn't realize I was freelance, and then I became my own boss, and now I've been freelance and I'm in the process of being my own boss, and it's so great. I think this is like a very spiritual thing to be doing, is to have your own business and to be offering something that no one else can the way that you can. And I just think that's really amazing. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that, where I'm at right now, how I got here, a little more about that. There's definitely a lot of things, a lot more to it, but I just wanted to share the basic kind of journey of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm really passionate about being able to help people see things this way, because it's the way I see things now, and it's just, life is so amazing and magical, and we really can do things that I think you might not have thought you could, and things can change and be what you want. Your dreams can come true, and I think I just want to share that message more and more, and hopefully be taken seriously, because that's a challenge I'm coming up with, coming in contact with, is being seen as someone who does energy work, which to me, this is it's so much more than that. This is not just about energy work. This is about connecting your real life with the spiritual world and making stuff happen. So, it's been happening for me, and I know I can do it for other people. I know I can help other people. So I want to do that. And chakra clearing is just such a big part of that. It's such a big part of just being able to take out the fear, clear energy. I did it for myself today. I still can't believe it. I still couldn't believe it. Sometimes, I had this thing I was thinking about a lot, and I saw it, I cleared it, and then I was like, I don't care about that. I don't care about that all of a sudden. Okay. And even now I'm like, okay, I don't care about it. Okay. That's how it feels. So, yeah, I'm still working up to my next level. So I'm still not wearing makeup, but, I'm working up to, growing and focusing on my work right now and getting to where I want to be, and being there now, because that's really one of the major keys. So thank you for watching, and hope you stick around to see more content from me. Take care.